Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Okay, discussion piece today on waxed jute. And a bit of a couple of people have asked me how I do it, because I made up, if I could, got dropsies, waxed jute on the Tontel Duas there. So that's been waxed. I was doing a bit of experimentation yesterday. So this is just waxed. Didn't like it really much. So this is paraffin wax. So I melted off some paraffin and then just dipped it and then rubbed it, and it came out waxed, but yeah, it's not real good. I think if I worked it more and did it properly, worked it, just worked it into it, it'd probably work out all right. So this is probably going to be okay. How I was doing it, what I do, this is just normal jute. Get a piece. So that was paraffin wax. This is beeswax. Get a block of beeswax and then just, because you want to get the end of it done, rub a bit on the end of it there first, and then rub the whole thing through a few times while holding your thumb on there, and you can feel it waxing. Puts a layer of wax on the cordage, so you just smooth the, does leave a bit of jute in the wax, but that's all right. This is my jute waxing glob. Wax it as heavily as you want. Do all the ends, and then that's done. It's about as heavy as I like to wax it. It's a nice piece of waxed jute. Now normally jute will burn up very quickly, but because of the wax, it's far more steady flame and acts a lot better as a, oh listen, a bit of rain coming, acts as a better tinder. A little bit more sustained, a little bit better. And away you go. Wait, hold on to it until it burns me. Let's see what a bit of this does. This is a paraffin one. Now that was more heavily impregnated, so that's a little bit better. And paraffin's a bit better. Yeah, it's got a better flame. I do like the paraffin one. It's not as eco-friendly. I prefer beeswax. It's a little bit more sustainable. I won't call that paraffin one a failure. I'm going to work it a little bit more and see how it goes. But that's how I do it. These are very good for wrapping things. Adds a little bit of tinder because this stuff burns up very quickly. Once you do this, you can't fluff it up very well because the wax basically buggers it for that sort of application. So, and you can tell the difference between the two once you've waxed it and that. But these are just little bits to add into your toolbox, just different things to do. I like this idea of a spark wheel with a bit of jute wrapped around the middle, because you'll notice most spark wheels have a thin area here, so you just wrap it up and then just buy them, wrap it up with a bit of wax jute and away you go. The wax makes the jute a little bit water resistant, so yeah, it just no problems, like that. And the Tontel Duos is a nice little kit with the spark wheel on the side. Do know that spark wheels are getting a little bit expensive now, so $15 a pair here in Australia. So yeah, I'm not buying as many as I want, as many as I used to, but that's neither here nor there either. They're a quality item, so nice brass item, so I don't mind paying for them like that. But yeah, they're not too bad as far as it goes. How I make my Tontel Duos, I buy 3/4 inch by 1.5 metre lengths of copper tubing from Bunnings, about $29 a copper tubing. 2 end caps, 20mm end caps, fit perfectly on the 3/4 inch nice friction fit. So yeah, the and 1.5 meters does a big heap. I didn't bring a measure out. I've done that as about the perfect length. I don't know how long that is. It's about 100 mils, I think. So 4 inches, I think. I'm not. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I think that's about it. I buy, as I said, I buy 3/4 inch by 1.5 meters, 2 end caps, and then put it all together. I drill a little hole through the end, put a piece of shock cord on, then put a bit of Ranger band on the outside, add the shock, add the spark wheel with the jute on it, all done. Put a full column of char all the way through, and that's it. It's all done. But this video was more about how I do waxed jute and my bit of experimentation with dipping waxed jute into paraffin wax. That was just, I had a little container of paraffin wax, 1 candle paraffin wax, and then I just dipped lengths in it, let it soak in, pulled it out, let them dry, let them cool, and then they came out. That some of them were very heavily waxed, and then I sort of scrunched them up a bit just to try and break off a little bit of the wax. I am going to scrunch them up a bit more and try and break them up a little bit more, but I think these might turn out all right. They don't turn out as neat as that, but yeah, this is good to add on to just about anything. If you want to add a little bit of tinder, that will sustain a little bit longer. So yeah, maybe even wrap up a lighter. If you don't have your toker poker on it, you can wrap lighters up with it if you want, or whatever, you know. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, just thought I'd, because I've had a few people ask me about where to get this. I would never buy any of this sort of stuff. It's so easy to make. Just buy. That's one thing. You'll pay a lot of money for beeswax. You can't get it cheap. So unless you have bees, you're not going to get this cheap. It's $30, $40 a kilo. I bought a kilo of it, and the kilos lasted me a long time. So yeah, still got a big, almost a kilo block of it. I just broke off a bit just so that I've got a little bit more manageable bit of it. So yeah, that's how I do my jute. So yeah, yeah, and I just buy my jute either off eBay, or I go to the dollar store and buy hanks of it, and then yeah, because it's usually $2 for 3 rolls of it, and that gives you a big heap of this really thin stuff. The thin stuff's good, even for tinder bundles. You just don't worry about unfurl. You can unfurl it into the single cord. You don't worry about unfurling it any further than that, or you can just unroll a fair bit of it and just roll it up into a bit of a bundle, and then it'll take a spark pretty easy from there, you know. Just rough up an end bit with your knife, just rough up an end bit and fire the spark into that. So yeah, anyway, that's my waxed jute cordage that I make up, and a little bit of an experimentation. I'm going to get all this wax that I've broken up. I'm going to save it, because I'll probably put that in my container, melt it up, and maybe put some fire gel in it and try and make a couple of cotton rounds up or something, you know, because you never waste this stuff. It'll you can use it for other things. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching.